January 1959, the Cuban Revolution. Rebels led by Fidel Castro enter Havana. Dictator Batista is ousted, and Castro takes power. 1960, Cuba nationalizes U.S. businesses. American business owners receive no compensation. The U.S. government places sanctions on Cuba. January 3, 1961, the U.S. severs diplomatic relations, closes the embassy in Havana. April 1961, the Bay of Pigs. The U.S. government's Central Intelligence Agency backs a failed paramilitary takeover of Cuba, ratcheting up tensions. Over the years, the CIA repeatedly attempts to kill the Cuban leader. February 3, 1962, trade embargo begins. U.S. President John Kennedy begins the embargo, stopping nearly all trade between the countries. The embargo still stands today. October 1962, the Cuban Missile Crisis. Soviet missiles on Cuban soil 90 miles from the U.S. bring Cold War tensions to a boiling point.
Regard any nuclear missile launched from Cuba against any nation in the Western Hemisphere as an attack by the Soviet Union on the United States, requiring a full retaliatory response upon the Soviet Union.
After intense negotiations, the missiles were removed, but tensions remained high between the U.S. and the Soviet-aligned Cuba. 1980, Mariel boat lift. 125,000 Cuban exiles arrive in the U.S. on small, crowded boats in a mass emigration after President Castro temporarily lifts restrictions. Many are criminals released from prisons. November 1999, 5-year-old Cuban Elian Gonzalez arrives in the U.S. state of Florida after surviving a boat crash that kills his mother as they attempt to immigrate.
Get ready. They got the boy. They got the boy.
The boy was eventually reunited with his father in Cuba after months of controversy led by Cuban exiles in Miami. He still lives in Cuba.
The
little I can recall, those moments were not happy ones till I saw my father. Those are dark moments I try not to remember.
June 2001, the Cuban Five. Over objections from Havana, a federal court in Miami convicts 5 Cubans for spying. The case becomes a rallying cry for the Cuban government, and the men become folk heroes.